Hey, welcome to I'm That Mom, the podcast about motherhood without the pressure of perfection. My name is Katie. I'm a self-taught entrepreneur who started my baby company while pregnant and grew it to an 8-figure business as a single mom of 3. Join us as we discuss the fun, funny, and messy parts of motherhood. We're certainly not experts. We're just here to support all the moms and hopefully, collectively, we don't completely it up. Here we are. Back again.
My first time on camera.
I know. I'm so proud of you. Your voice has been perfect. Now they can put your gorgeous face to your voice.
I know.
Too.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi, Casey. Okay, so let's talk pregnancy survival tips. I feel like, and the real ones, not necessarily like, oh, make sure you get lots of sleep and rest and put your feet up, because that's maybe kind of doable, but it's definitely...
Yeah, it's a little more out of reach. I mean, especially if you're working too, or if you have a kid already, that's not ideal. That advice is more first time mom.
Yeah. It goes right along with the sleep when baby sleeps.
Yeah.
You know, but okay, so my first pregnancy, I mean, really the first thing that comes to mind is how do you deal with sickness? Because I would say probably 80% of women have some kind of nausea when they're pregnant. Yeah, so I feel like, I mean, nausea, you know, being that morning sickness, right? And it starts, I swear you pee on the stick and the next day it's like vomiting in the toilet.
I mean, pretty much. They go hand in hand. I know with my first one, we were in the middle of renovating our house and I kept getting sick, and my husband thought I was trying to get out of the renovations. He's like,
did you know you were pregnant?
No, not yet. And so he was like, if you don't want to be here, just leave. Like, I don't need your help. I can finish this on my own. I can do it. Like, I want to be here. And then sure enough, the next day I took a test, and that was why. And so the nausea is like the first thing. Yeah,
it is. And it is horrible. I mean, I don't even like being sick or throwing up not pregnant, but actually having to wake up and feel, I mean, it just, and then going to work or having another child at home, I mean, it can just be horrible. The things that helped me the most was eating crackers and kind of keeping like something in my stomach a little bit. And that's the last thing you want to do is eat because you feel sick. But
I know.
I just remember like goldfish and actually bean and cheese tacos.
That's my thing, too, bean and cheese.
So what do people outside of Texas eat?
I don't know. That probably sounds so weird to anybody
It does.
outside
Like,
of
everybody
Texas.
in California is like, what? They eat bean and cheese tacos? So it's like a burrito. And there's just something, I think it probably coats our stomach with the beans.
Yeah, and I mean, beans have protein in them and a little bit of dairy. Like, it's like
a miracle that all the pregnant
meal.
women in Texas aren't like 1,000 pounds and overweight from eating all the bean and cheese tacos. There was definitely a rush at my local Taco Cabana.
Yeah.
There's no question. And I mean, driving to work when I was pregnant, I'd pull over on the access road, like throw up outside of my door. I mean, that's like hardcore. Close it. I kept mouthwash like in my side door so I could just rinse out because, I mean, what do you do? That's just what you do.
Like, you have to keep going.
Yeah, I know. It was crazy. And then it kind of stopped probably around 12, 14 weeks or got better.
Yeah.
But then it came in like waves really forever. The one thing that made me the most sick on my first pregnancy was Thanksgiving. And my mother-in-law, you know, kind of assigned everybody what they were cooking. And I had to make sweet potatoes. And I was, in my first trimester for sure, but I had to like roast the sweet potatoes and it made my whole house smell like it. I threw up all day long, and to this day, I cannot eat sweet potatoes.
What? It just ruined it for you.
Yes, it did. And like sweet potato fries are like all the thing now, and I can't touch them because I'm literally have PTSD from cooking them on Thanksgiving.
Gosh.
I know. Did you have any food aversions?
Mine, it's so weird. Mine is meat. I don't like, I turned into a vegetarian the first trimester, and I live on protein shakes and beans and oatmeal, and in addition to my Zofran that my lovely doctor gave me. Because
that's in the triangle, the food pyramid, right?
I know.
Zofran, your dairy, your meats, and your vegetables.
But really, it's a lifesaver.
I tell moms, like, why women try to fight it, and they're like, no, I don't need medicine. Take it. Like, it helps. And it makes it you just feel so much better. And especially if you have little ones at home. I mean, as long as your doctor is giving you advice, you know, saying you can take it and it's not, you know, causing problems, I'm like, give me all the meds. I want all of them. Yeah. second, third. So I've got 5 kiddos, only 3 of them I birthed. So the other 2 were bonus children from second marriage. And so those pregnancies were fabulous.
Right?
Yeah, they were awesome.
It's like, don't I look great?
Yeah. But my girl pregnancies just killed me. They were way worse than my boy, for sure. And I think they say, like, don't your hormones get worse? And so kind of like the girl hormones make you more sick.
I could see that.
What are all the wives' tales? So if you're having a boy, you carry more in the front, and if you're having a girl, you carry more in the back, right?
Yep.
And what are some of the others?
Know, like,
craving sweets or craving salty.
And then, like, what side you sleep on, I've heard. Like, the right side or the left side.
Really?
Is, like, boy or girl.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I'm
I don't
reading too
know.
many articles
Yeah. Okay.
late
Let's see what else. Oh my gosh. So I actually had to do IVF with my third baby. So I went through the crazy amounts of hormones, which does not lead to any easier of a pregnancy. I will always have a soft spot in my heart for moms that have to go through it, because like take PMS hormones and then like times them times 50. Like you are just psycho.
And that's a long process, too.
It is a long process.
You have the hormones before you even get pregnant.
You have the hormones before you get the hormones.
So, oh my gosh.
And then they give you extra hormones on top of it. It was insane. Plus, like with each, pregnancy, like you get older and older. And so I was in my mid-30s when I had my last, and it's not just pregnancy hormones. It's the hormones after the baby's born. Yeah. Like, nobody prepared me for night sweats. I mean, I would soak my nightgown or tank top or shorts. Did you have night sweats?
Well, yeah, even while I was still pregnant, I think just like the extra body heat and my increased heart rate, I was just always like sweating.
Yes.
And could not stay cool enough.
Yep. And the hair loss. And my hair looked, and I don't have hair to spare. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I did not. But after every baby, I had like the mohawk. Like when all your hair falls out, and then you get the baby hairs, and it's all crazy. Yeah, the whole way around. What else? You just had Grayson. She's not even a year old. What were some of your other crazy, pregnancy symptoms? How about just like anytime you stand up or walk or run or do anything, like somehow something always is like
moving or
that's not what I was gonna say. Let's just put it this way. I had a lot of like panty liners in my pregnancy. Did you not?
No.
What?
No, I was like,
great. I'm the only one, and it was weird. Yes,
no,
like,
you're not the only one. Just
yes,
like,
that is a thing. It is a thing, and it is normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that. I mean, I read about it online because I had like every single app you could imagine and would like read constantly. Like,
yeah.
I probably read too much. So I still know what you're talking about. But, everyone is different.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I never had that.
Well, great. Let me go down my other list. I had horrible hemorrhoids. Did you have hemorrhoids?
No.
Okay, you suck. You're like that person that nobody likes when they're pregnant because you're like, I love being pregnant. It's amazing.
No, it was. Okay.
And I'm like walking around with like pads and like tucks shoved up my ass crack. Like,
I mean, the tucks feel nice.
Girl. Yeah.
Like, I use them even if I don't have hemorrhoids.
I think at one point I got like 5 of them up there to like stay.
Oh my God.
And I can tell you a quick hemorrhoid story. And and I didn't even have vaginal births and I still had hemorrhoids. And I know, that's like cruel, right? It was horrible. But I didn't have them first pregnancy. Second pregnancy is when I got them. And I guess it's just because everything carries lower. And so you have more like pressure. Well, I had never had a hemorrhoid before. Yeah. Have you had one?
No.
Oh, they're like horrible. How did this whole podcast get turned into hemorrhoids? They're horrible. And it's literally, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the story. So it was halfway through my pregnancy and when it's like hot out and I just felt like something weird between my butt cheeks, basically. And so I went home and I'm like, something is not right. Like something's not right. And I got like my handheld mirror and like I get in my bathroom and I look and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I stop and I panic and I'm like, something is wrong. Like the baby's coming out my butt. Like,
actually see it?
Yes, it was like a mommy grape had like baby grapes
idea.
and they were all coming out my ass at the same time. So at the time, my husband was a physician. And so I'm like, okay, well, he'll know what to do about like my intestines coming out my butthole because something's wrong with me. Like it's really bad. This is a true story, y'all. And so I think I paced in my bathroom a couple times and finally called him in. And I'm like, you need to come in here. Like, something is seriously wrong. I don't know what it is. And he's like, well, what is it? And I'm like, well, it's like on my butt. And it's not good. Like, and I described him, and like, it was not this big. I'm using my hands like it's like coming out of my butt. But it was big enough to cause panic, right? And he's like, Katie, let me see. Like, let me just see. And he was a general surgeon, so he like was used to, I think,
everything.
Butt things. He was definitely used to butt things.
That's another episode.
That's another episode. Anyways, I made him sit on the edge because he's like, I need to see it. Like, I need to see if we need to go to the hospital. And I'm like, I am not showing you this. And he's like, and I don't know. It's just, I would have rather shown you my butthole at that point, like, than him totally sober, like, right? Like, you're pregnant and huge. So he sits on the edge of the bathtub. And I have to bend over. And I know. Like, are you visualizing this? And he still is completely calm. And I'm, like, cold sweating. And I, like, bend over. And then I, like, spread him. And I'm like, oh, my God. But I really thought I was going to die. Like, I thought this was horrible. And he's like, it's a hemorrhoid. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, it's like a big hemorrhoid with, like, baby hemorrhoids. And I was like, oh, my God. So I call my friend that it was my OB at the time. And I'm like, I'm birthing the hemorrhoids out of my ass. And she's, like, crying, laughing. And she calls me in a prescription. And anyways, it goes away. There's nothing more humiliating than, being like 6 months pregnant and bending over to have your husband make sure you're not dying from something coming out of your butt.
Well, yeah, because you already know you're about to lose your dignity a little bit when you give birth, just like showing it all to everyone. But this is like too early.
Different, yeah. So that, and then it came back with the vengeance on my third pregnancy. Yeah. And I guess it was just like the pressure. I had big babies. So I think that I just couldn't take it.
Man,
they're gone now, thank God.
I got lucky. I didn't have those. But what happened to me was my tailbone got, like, totally fucked up. It was terrible. Really? Because I also gained 55 pounds when I was pregnant. And
they say, like, 30 pounds is normal,
yeah,
right?
But, I mean, I've always had, like, I'm, like, taller and been, like, a little bit skinnier. And so, I was just like, let me eat everything. And then I gained everything.
And you ate everything. Yeah. That's
and
okay. You can do it.
Like, shifted my tailbone, though. And so, like, my biggest, like, pregnancy survival thing was my freaking, like, tailbone pillow with a hole cut out in it.
You had to sit on a donut?
Yeah, and I still sit on it today because, like, it never went back to normal.
Oh, my God. I love that this is a whole, like, butt story. We started off with pregnancy survival tips, and now everybody knows about how we both had butt issues during our pregnancies.
Well,
Mine worse than yours.
Can't be the only one.
No, it cannot be the only one. What are other, like, pregnancy symptoms? Oh, I know. How about your nipples or your areolas growing and getting darker? Yeah. That's not in the books. I just remember literally, like, changing clothes and being like, what is this? It's like targets, which I think that's actually, I read one time that it is meant to get darker so that the baby, like, can naturally see.
Yes.
Baby wasn't going to miss mine. That was for sure.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Did yours grow too?
Yeah. And that was a little disappointing because I was like, I'm going to get bigger boobs. But then it was like, I got bigger nipples before the boobs came. So it was like,
ew, the ratio was off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got bigger boobs too. And then my children sucked them dry. And then they were, like, hanging, like, sock bags where, like, if you bend over, it would literally fall out of your bra. Or I could, like, pick up the skin and, like, do this.
Oh, my God.
After I was done having babies, I got them fixed. So now, thank God, I'm like, can we reduce the size of everything and pull them? It's like pulling your socks up. It's like, I don't want big ones. I just want, like, perfectly teen ones. I don't know. Something, like, manageable.
Yeah.
Because once you have, like, the huge milk boobs, like, you don't want, it's like a fantasy, right? We all think we want big boobs until you have them. And then it's like National Geographic.
Back pain,
yes. All the things and never again. So I bet there's plenty of women that can relate to that. What else? What other weird pregnancy symptoms I have? Gosh.
I mean, like for me also, just with like the gaining weight and stretching, the pregnancy pillows, those U or the C-shaped pillows, those
life-changing.
are the freaking bomb.
Yes.
Like,
I still sometimes sleep with like a pillow or a blanket between my legs. Do you? Yeah.
And like stick it up underneath your belly so that you can lay on your side, because you can
Those
only lay on your
pillows
back.
got more love than my husband for sure.
Yeah. Well, and my husband would steal mine sometimes too in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I'd have to like yank it back from him and like reclaim it.
And we get no sympathy. I think there are dads out there that like really make an effort to like make sure you're comfortable, but not near enough. Because we're pregnant 24/7, and they're only nice about it or even remember like a small fraction of the time. Majority, like we're just talking about like all of them. But what was your husband like? Was he good about really helping out during pregnancy? Or
he is like right now, like I'm feeling really sick, and so like if he hears me, he'll like come bring like water or like tissues and just like kind of be on guard.
Yeah.
But
okay, I feel like you just hinted towards like being, are you good?
Look at, I am pregnant right now.
Yay! But early pregnant. So you can actually talk about your symptoms like in real time.
Yeah, the nausea is hitting me hard right now, and it sucks.
Although it wasn't as bad. So we have a couple pregnant girls at work.
Yeah.
And one of them started off her day with a text to us saying, oh my gosh, I know, this is like every mom can relate that was sick. She was driving to work and threw up down herself driving and had to pull over. And we were like, oh my God, go home, poor thing. It's just, I think we can all relate to that moment where you just, it comes on like crazy and you just, I mean, I can't even count as many times as I threw up in the car.
Yeah.
It's horrible. But yay, but we're so excited. We have another baby joining. We don't know yet if it's boy or girl, but.
No, but I mean, even like going through that, like, obviously we're excited about the baby, but my husband was like over the moon. And we have a 9-month-old right now, and so when I first figured it out, I had like a breakdown. I was like, 2 under 18 months. Like, this is so much. I'm gonna be pregnant for like 3 years straight. This is like, my body is tired.
Right, and right too, like you were exercising again, and you start to fit into all your clothes, and then oh well.
I know.
You have an
It'll
excuse.
be worth it, but at the same time, it's like overwhelming at first, and just to like, your head just runs through everything you have to do to get ready and how your body is going to change and just readjust again.
And you will look a lot more pregnant faster. Like, there's just something about our bodies that remember. They're like, oh, pee on the stick, pregnant, bleh, and it like remembers, right? Like, do you feel, and remember too, I mean, gosh, this was the whole pregnancy, but especially with your first, where you spend the whole first half of the pregnancy wishing you looked pregnant, and then the whole second half of the pregnancy wishing you didn't, like you were skinny
like,
again. Yeah. Like when you're
really
waddling into, but there's something about the second and third and, you know, I guess just, you know, consecutive pregnancies that your body's like, oh yeah, I got this, girl. Blech. And it just all, even though the baby's the size of like a poppy seed.
I know.
It just remembers and goes back.
But you know what a good perk of that is, though? When you do look pregnant and people start holding the door open for you.
Yes.
And they're like just automatically a little bit nicer to you.
Because you can.
And that's always like fun in a way. It's like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I am with child.
And milk it at home. Like if they're, because like, let's be real. Like, dad is not suffering enough. It's really not fair. No. So I would for sure, like when it's bath time or bedtime, just kind of be like, oh, I don't feel my back, my stomach, the whole thing, and milk it. Yes. They need to pay. It's really not fair. Like, no, it's not fair. And if men had to get pregnant, well, I mean, we would just all stop reproducing because it just wouldn't. They'd be in bed the whole time, like in the fetal position. It would be so bad. And it would just not. It wouldn't be good. But I say for sure milk it. And if you need help coming up with ideas, you know, let me know. I'll give you a laundry list. Yeah. I'd make Kevin do the laundry, help with Grayson. Like, I'd get real sick real fast if I was you. Get some extra help around the house for sure. Right. Okay, so what else did we put on here? So, worrying. I wrote down worrying 24/7. That's something I feel like we don't all talk about either. And I think it's so natural because whether you decide to get pregnant or it's a surprise pregnancy, I think most women in that process of trying to get pregnant live in 2-week increments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
you're waiting for the next doctor appointment.
Well, not even that. It's waiting for your period. So it's kind of like you have your period. It's 2 weeks to ovulation. Then it's 2 weeks waiting to find out if you're pregnant. And if you've ever lived in that 2-week cycle, it's exhausting. And you spend your whole time just worrying and anticipating and waiting to see if you're actually going to be pregnant.
Yeah.
Well, then you finally get pregnant and it starts all over. Then it's like, oh my God, is there gonna be a heartbeat? Oh my gosh, am I gonna get through the first trimester? Oh my gosh. And for women that have struggled with miscarriage, which it's like 1 in 4 or something. I mean, it's so common. It is beyond. I had a miscarriage. Did you?
No.
Oh, you're very lucky. But it is extremely common. And sometimes it happens so early that women don't even know that they had one. But so if you've gone through that experience, or even like I'm sure you know somebody that has.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's that fear, right? And then you get to the first trimester, and then you keep and you worry to the second trimester. And I always remembered that like 24 weeks was kind of that moment where baby is viable, like outside of the womb, right? Do you remember that like feeling? And so then for me, okay, well, I felt like there was some security with that, but every day, anything, if I stood up too fast and something came out, ran to the bathroom, like checking my underwear, and any little cramp, or once baby started moving, did you worry that much? Like
I did, and I talked to my doctor about it because I had anxiety medicine too, because I'm already a planner, a worrier, and so that just exacerbated it for me. Yeah. And so one thing that they let me do was get one of those at-home Dopplers, and so
I had one the last time.
I couldn't use it all the time, but it is so nice to have as just like a quick peace of mind. Like everything's okay, there's the heartbeat. And
but did you ever use it and you couldn't find it, and then like you panicked? And I did that.
It like makes your heart race. So it's like the pro and con to it, and so that's why I think you should talk to your doctor about it first. But they were like, if it gives you peace of mind, and
you can buy them on Amazon now. I mean, you can literally buy a handheld Doppler.
Like $20.
Yep. And it's so cool. And early on, I mean, I'd say probably as early as 10 weeks, I bet you can hear the heartbeat through the handheld Doppler. I'm not sure. I might be wrong on that. But I did have one with my last pregnancy, and it did help a little bit. But, it's just the worry. I think that everybody really has that much fear, but we don't talk about it because it's like if we say it out loud,
you don't want to like manifest
we're not putting it into, exactly. But and then you have the baby, and then it cycles all into this like, are they sleeping on their stomach? Are they sleeping on their back? Are they breathing? Am I feeding them enough? Am I not feeding them enough? Are they getting the right nutrition? Everything.
Never ending.
It's never ending. And now, like with a teenager driving, I'm like, oh my God, did I raise it? Did I raise good humans? Am I feeding them the right things? Or like toddlers with chicken nuggets and cheese. Like I just was convinced, like how's she gonna survive off of, Lila, my littlest, was the pickiest eater. And she only ate fruit and chicken nuggets, and she's fine. She's totally fine. So I think it's just that like constant worry that never really, do dads worry that much?
I feel like they do, but maybe just about different things. Like
I feel like you're being nice. I don't think they do.
Maybe I got lucky, but
like men have this ability to literally, have you ever like been in the car with your husband and he just kind of has a blank face? And you're like, what are you thinking about?
Oh, yeah.
And he's all, nothing. And no, I like legit think they're thinking about nothing. Like somehow they're literally like thinking of nothing. Whereas my brain is now thinking about what they should be thinking about, what I'm thinking about, like with my babies, the kids, like dinner, groceries, work, all that, And wouldn't it be amazing if we could just like not think? About anything.
Oh, I know, because I'm the researcher in the house, and so like I'm constantly looking at stuff and figuring out like what needs to happen next and what I need to do to prepare. So.
And there's some really great, books out there too, and podcasts even about dads and what they can do to help support mom, or what they shouldn't do that's not supporting mom. What you should and shouldn't say, like in labor or at the doctor's office, or just to your wife in general. Like, don't ever be like, oh, the extra 40 pounds look really good on you. Like, that's when like the psycho mom comes out, or, you're really showing, or your butt's getting bigger. Like they don't mean it, but you know what I mean. Okay, what else? I keep looking down at our little cheat sheet here, but clothes. What was your favorite thing to wear pregnant? And what are you looking forward to wearing? And then say goodbye to your jeans.
Yeah, no more jeans, which is fine because I hate jeans to begin with. I'm a dress girl, so I love me a good ruched dress. Like, you know, where it has like the extra fabric.
It's tight just where you're skinny right here.
And then it lets your belly grow into it. And so honestly, last year I found 2 different style dresses on Amazon and ordered them.
Like maxis, like long
color.
ones?
No, they're still like, they still
short?
like shaped my body, but they were like longer, still like probably down to my knees, and then I did like tank top and short sleeve and
go a little longer, and then you don't have to shave your legs as often. That's kind of nice.
Oh yeah,
that's the only downside to short versus long. Yeah, maxi dresses I lived in. I loved pants that came up like over my whole belly, but I could never wear the ones that were tight like right under. Maybe early on in pregnancy, but when you actually have the big belly with the weight, it either felt really good to have nothing on it, like what you're saying with the dresses, or pants that like came
hold you up a little.
And that, along with my National Geographic like milking boobs, was really sexy.
Isn't that funny that when you hit the point of pregnancy where like your boobs can just sit on your belly?
Yes.
And like you can put your ice cream there too.
Yeah, it is kind of fun. I miss that part where you're sitting on the couch and like you see like your belly move.
Yeah,
that's like the really cool parts of pregnancy for sure.
Yeah, that's when you have to soak it up and just eat all the snacks, kick your feet up.
Yes,
drink your water.
Drink lots of water. I had a good friend. Well, she owned a maternity store actually. So when I was pregnant, and same one that was my first customer for Caden Lane. And is still my best friend. But she gave me the advice of buying nursing bras to wear during pregnancy because our boobs grow so much, and you don't really want to go buy all new bras, right? But you have to anticipate if you're going to breastfeed too, right?
Yeah.
And so when you start to buy bigger bras, and a lot of the shops will help measure you too, with whether you go in store or online. But anticipate boob growth. I mean, it happens. It for sure happens when your milk comes in, and I would say it happens majority of time for pregnancy too. But it's nice. I would always go up a size, and to be able to wear your nursing bra for those 9 months, and then also for as long as you're nursing. It's a nice way to kind of make the penny stretch longer, I think.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Because you already want to buy everything for baby, and I never wanted to buy as much for myself. So I had like my essentials, like my pillows and my nausea things. It took me a little bit to find the right clothes and the right bras. But you have
and the bras, once you find the best ones, are life changing.
Oh yeah,
we need to do like a good nursing bra, right?
We should.
Yeah, like the kind where like it holds in all like your back fat the right way, and it has the perfect amount of coverage. It doesn't make you feel like a full-on grandma, but you're not spilling out. That would be fun. We should do like a poll with all of our moms, like in our VIP group, and ask them like what's their favorite nursing bras, what's the best parts of it, like what are their favorite straps
and colors too.
I had a really cool nursing bra that transitioned, so it would allow me to pump and then also breastfeed. Because if you're a pumping mom, you need that like compression to kind of hold in the suction with your pumps. And it would be cool like to have a nursing bra that even had like an extra like, you know, the swaddles that have like the baby wrap that wraps you tighter. But I don't know, did you pump too?
I did, yeah.
Did you have to hold it like on your boob and like move the cup around to like get all the like little milk things out? What's the technical term for that?
I don't know. Like, not really. The flanges.
Yeah. Is that it? The flanges? Yeah. No, wait. The flanges is on the breast pump. Is that the milk sacs like in your boobs?
I don't know.
You know? I feel like that was, I mean, I started off with my hemorrhoid. Now the whole world knows I had horrible hemorrhoids for my pregnancy.
But you fixed them with some Tux.
Tux and a prescription medication that was like a godsend. And you don't have to have vaginal bursts to get hemorrhoids. We learned that lesson too, or I did. Yeah. Other random, we learned about your tailbone. Did you get stretch marks or that linea? What's the long line?
The line.
Yeah. Well, did yours start up here?
No, not all the way up there, but it goes to
Yes,
like right
here
under
to-
my boobs,
Yep.
to all the way down. But that's like another thing, like we were talking about the nipples, it helps guide the baby. And that's,
Really?
Yeah, because it helps guide the baby like from
Well, then my
birth,
kids
like,
were lost
up to the
because
food,
I didn't
and
have a
then
line.
My armpits got darker too. And that's another thing. Like my armpits got darker and I got more BO. I went through way more deodorant when I was pregnant.
You sound like you had a rockin' pregnancy.
It was wild. And in the summer too, of course,
Yeah.
in Texas, it's like 100 degrees
It's
every
hormones,
day. But
I know.
I guess all of that like helps the baby like find its way to the food source. And so
That's so
like
cool.
the stronger body odors, the darker lines, it's all to help guide them.
Oh
And
my God.
I think that's
Isn't that cool? Our
fascinating.
bodies do like the most amazing
Yeah,
things.
I mean, even with like all the modern technology, there's
Yeah.
still like some essentials that your body just knows what to do,
Yeah.
which is so cool.
I had no line. So my kids were like, where do I go? But I had the huge boobs, so I guess that was like
Right, they
God's
didn't
way
have
of
to
being
look
like,
far.
yeah, here, I'm up here, follow the ginormous moon. There's no line.
The dark side of the moon.
Yeah. Okay, well, this is fun. And I'm so happy now that we've like told everybody you're having a baby. What a cool way to like explore this whole thing together. Yeah. All right, till next time. That was so fun. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And I hope you found a little nugget of something helpful in there. If you're curious about our brand and what we've been up to, you can check us out at cadenlane.com or join us on social, where we've got several exciting projects that we can't wait to get you involved in. See you soon.